I'm Natasha Lubchenko with your CT Style Express. United Way of Greater New Haven has been around for 100 years, working to make our communities better and to create lasting impact. In the 12-town region they serve, they say 44% of families work but do not earn enough to afford basic necessities. Joining us now to talk about how they're helping these families is President and CEO Jennifer Heath. Jennifer, thank you for chatting with us today.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, now to start, can you tell us more about United Way of Greater New Haven and its mission?
Yes, so as you mentioned, we've been in the local community for 100 years. In fact, 2020 is our 100th anniversary year. And during all of that time, our focus has really been on helping to improve people's lives. And we do that by bringing people and organizations together to tackle really tough challenges, like the one you mentioned, which is we have too many families in our community who, despite working, can't afford the basics.
Yeah, and now let's jump back to this eye-opening statistic. 44% of working families in the Greater New Haven area cannot afford basic necessities. That's a lot of families.
That is a lot of families. So this comes out from research that we've been doing along with all of the other Connecticut United Ways for the past several years. And we just released our 2020 isALICE report. And let me just say what isALICE stands for. It stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained Employed, which basically means people who are working, but they don't make enough to afford the basics and they don't earn enough to actually save for their future. And so we know from the latest report, as you mentioned, that there are just too many families, almost half in our region, that are working and can't make ends meet.
Wow. And so what is United Way doing to help these families?
We have several different ways that we're helping. One is actually something we started right after the pandemic hit in March, which is we started a program called Neighbors United. And so we raised money and turned around and gave it right out to isALICE families who found themselves in need because they had lost income or lost their jobs because of the pandemic. So we had one recipient who told us, they had lost their job 5 weeks ago, had no income, no savings, and no way to buy groceries. And so being part of the Neighbors United program helped him feed his family. And we've heard that story over and over. So that's one way that we've helped. Another is by giving out food. So we know there's a huge need for food in the community. And in fact, one of the things we've done is to have additional food distributions over the summer. And we saw that almost 50% of the people who came to get food had never needed food before.
Yeah, and I mean, would you say that the pandemic obviously has made a huge impact in the number of families that you're feeding? So how has that changed? And also the way that you serve the community, how has that changed from COVID-19?
You're right. There's tremendous need because so many isALICE workers, they've lost their jobs or they've had reduced hours and lost income, and they don't have savings to fall back on. So they've needed services like never before. One of the hallmarks of United Way is actually in our name, which is we work in a united way. So we bring people and organizations together to solve problems. And so we've relied on people to donate money. We've relied on people to serve as volunteers. And working together, we've really made a difference.
Great. And for those families who might need the help, what would you say to them and how can they go about finding all that you have to offer?
The best way to find out what's available in their community is to call 211, which is a free service, and it's available 24/7, and a live human being will answer and can help connect them to resources that exist in their community.
Great.
And if people want to help, so if someone's in a position where they can offer help, yes, they should come to our website, uwgnh.org, and they can find out how they can give money, how they can volunteer, or how they can really learn more so they can be a champion for isALICE families.
Great. Really, as you mentioned, such a community effort helping each other. Jennifer Heath, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us about the amazing work that you do at United Way of Greater New Haven. And again, if you at home want to learn more, head to uwgnh.org.
Thank you.